Now with depth of field added, I'm ready to add in color correction. Color correction is the process of moving or shifting the colors in the image towards a particular desired mood of color. Remember that in an image, the light and color tells us how to feel before anything happens. Is it dark and dreary, bright, happy, moody, grim? Whatever we're supposed to feel comes across in that color. Color correction is actually very easy in Composite and very sophisticated at the same time. I'll right-click and choose Add from Pick List, Color Correction, and CC Basics. The CC Basics node has almost everything we could want in color correction in one place. I'll connect this after the lens blur, disconnecting the lens blur from the output and dragging from the output on the lens blur over to the input on the CC Basics, and then reconnecting it to the output. With the CC Basics node selected, I'm ready to do color correction. I'll start out by looking at the major frame, the end, where I really need the colors to pop. I'll do this here, as this is the most interesting or active part of the view. In the initial state, it's almost too dark. What I'll start out with then is over on the lower left, looking at my tonal ranges. We've got 4 ways to work: master, shadows, mids, and highlights. Typically, rather than adjusting the master and pulling around the wheel to color tone the entire image, I'd rather work with shadows, mids, and highlights independently. The master tone is a very brute force way to do it. What I'll do is click on the shadows and color tone the shadows, the lower third of luminance. I'm going to add a little warmth into the shadows because to me they have a little too much black. We've got a number of ways to do this. We can click and drag on the node in the center and pull the shadows around. I'm going to add just a little bit of warmth in the shadows, swinging into the pale orange range. Then we can play with quick gains like value, how bright is it, or other hues or saturation. I'll leave that alone there. That's pretty good. The midtones I want to bring a little bit of a honey tone, a yellow into. I'm going to click on the midtone center and drag it out, pulling it around, and you can see where it affects the middle third of luminance. I'll bring these in just a little more towards yellow, a little bit warmer without being excessively so, to match the tones in the image to the sunset outside. I'll also take the value on the midtones up just a little bit to make the scene a little brighter. This is why we want depth in our lighting and range, so that when we're color correcting we have maximum flexibility. If we build that in, color correction goes very nicely. If our lighting is clipped or crushed or really flat, it's very difficult to make the colors pop. Finally, I'll go into the highlights, and I'm going to bring a little bit of contrast in here. Just the tiniest bit of blue into those highs to counteract a little bit of that warmth. Very, very subtle. If it doesn't look right, I can always reset it and swing in a different direction. I think that's okay, but I'll bring up the highs value just a little bit to make the shiny areas really pop. This is the essence of the color correction. We can even get more sophisticated, saying within the highlights we want to work by red, green, and blue, bringing up a particular channel within that range. We can also suppress different pieces. If we find there's too much magenta or cyan in an image, we can suppress that channel. The CC Basics is one of the most powerful nodes in there, and is deceptively simple because it's so easy. But getting the right color in an image speaks volumes to the mood we want. In the next module then, now that we've got the colors and luminance adjusted, we'll add on effects that are color and luminance dependent, like glow.